And welcome to the Crisler Center, everybody. My name is Zach Warshaw, joined by Andrew Pipta. We are here for women's basketball. The Michigan Wolverines take on the Northwestern Wildcats. Michigan is ranked number 23 coming into this matchup. Northwestern started off the season a little slow at 1-3. However, they have come alive down the stretch. They're now 4-3, just having a huge win against Chicagoland rival DePaul from the Big East. Michigan, on the other hand, has been on fire pretty much the entire season. After dropping the season opener in Vegas to the reigning national champion South Carolina Gamecocks, they have won every single game. They are 7-1. They are led by pretty much their rookies in Olivia Olson and Silas Swords. Silas Swords is the reigning Big Ten Freshman of the Week. Absolutely just on fire, even as a true freshman. Interesting point for Michigan. They're dominating every team they play without having really any true bigs. Yulia Grabovskaya is the only center on the team, and she isn't logging a lot of minutes there. So it's mostly a all-guards-led team for Michigan versus a Northwestern team that has plenty of big players, including Rachel Mutombo, who is the niece of Dikembe. She's 6'3", and she is like on the smaller end for Northwestern. They have multiple players that are 6'3", 6'4", 6'5", so it's a very big Northwestern team that Michigan hasn't seen a lot of size lately, so they'll need to be able to find a way to match up against that. Michigan also just being crowned champions of the Fort Myers tip-off. They beat Belmont and Virginia Tech to capture that championship down there in Florida. So that leads us to today. Michigan versus Northwestern. I'll bring in my analyst, Andrew, here. Andrew, what are you looking for from both squads to stay competitive in this opening of Big Ten play for both teams?
I feel like it's really going to be a battle inside the arc. It's going to be really one, in the paint, on the boards. Michigan, for it being an undersized team that we have today, they're really good at rebounding ball, especially Silas Swords as a guard is leading the team in rebounding. They are fourth in the Big Ten. Not fourth, they are second in the Big Ten for rebounds, number one in the Big Ten over the right now current number one team in the AP poll, UCLA offensive rebounds. Northwestern, they have a lot of bigs. They're running a 2-forward lineup, and they are a team that's not really good at shooting the three ball. On the season alone, they are about 25% from three. They're going to look to score inside the paint. They're going to get it to their big players. They're going to go and get buckets inside the paint, and Michigan's going to have to stop that. Michigan's going to have to out-rebound like they have their last couple games, and they're just going to have to score. They're going to keep scoring. They are a team that, while they've been a little slow from the three-point line, this have started out, they're only shooting about 32%. They have shooters from around the arc, and if they can get those shots falling, this could get a little nasty in Crisler Center for Michigan.
Yeah, definitely hoping to not have that happen. Michigan's starting lineup is the amazing freshmen Olivia Olson and Silas Swords, joined by the veteran presence in Jordan Hobbs and Greta Kampschrader. Mila Holloway will round that out at the point guard position. For Northwestern, we're going to see Kyla Jones and Caroline Lau alongside Casey Harder, joined by their two huge power forwards, Grace Sullivan and Taylor Williams. Michigan in their all-maize uniforms today, Northwestern in all purple with the Gothic letters, which, as any broadcaster knows, is the most amazing treat we can have because the font size is about 4, especially from where we're sitting. Michigan will be going from left to right to start the first half, Northwestern from right to left, as both teams go to the center court to start the tip-off, and we get underway here in Ann Arbor for this matinee tip-off here between these two Big Ten teams opening conference play. And Northwestern wins the tip. They'll hand it over to Kyla Jones, take it into the court, front court for them. Throws it over to the wing there. Right in the middle, over to the right side for Caroline Lau. Back at the top of the key, over left side, three-point shot. A little too much on that, clanks off the iron. Mila Holloway now taking it the other way, going up the right lane. She'll head out now to three-point line. Top of the arc now, handed off to Kampschrader. Kampschrader at the top of the key now. Gives it head to Olson, right at the elbow. Olson looking for anyone. Gives it back to Kampschrader, back to Olson on the right wing. She'll pull up for a three. Little too much on that, too.
Both of these shots so far have been taken. They're pretty open. They're really good spacing right now off the bat. Just ball isn't falling for them.
Northwestern now on the other side. They'll throw it back to Williams at the top. Over to the corner, driving in, back out to Harder. Harder will take a three. No good on that as well. Rebounded by Northwestern, though. They'll give it back to Harder outside the arc. She'll throw it over to Williams. Williams will throw it over to the right wing. Can't see the number, sorry. Over to Sullivan. She'll pull up her shot from the elbow, and that's good. Northwestern gets the first points of the game. Both teams traded three-point misses, but finally able to capitalize on their first opportunity, the Wildcats are. On the other way now, Olivia Olson driving right down the lane. Right-handed layup. Little too much on that. Jordan Hobbs tries to get the rebound, and they're going to fight for it, and we'll say it's out on Northwestern. That was Camp Schrader, sorry, not Hobbs. Michigan will retain possession right underneath the Northwestern basket.
And on that Northwestern basket, that was a second-point opportunity, a second-chance opportunity. Really great rebounding. You saw the size of Northwestern right there.
Holloway now with it under the basket. Over to Hobbs. Hobbs out to Camp Schrader at the arc. Three-point shot. It's good. Michigan will take a 3-2 lead with 8:20 left in the first. Northwestern now bringing it the other way with Kyla Jones. Jones on the right wing. Driving to the left side now. Trying to get around Holloway. Going in circles. Passes it over to Sullivan. Sullivan layup. Bounces around, but no good. Rebound by Camp Schrader. Mila Holloway taking it across the court, half-court line for the Wolverines now. She'll go over to Hobbs. Over to Swords in the right wing. Three-point shot. It's good, too. 6-3 Wolverines, as Silas Swords looks to continue her dominant performance in every game this season for the most part.
And for a true freshman, right off the bat, you knew that she was going to be a special player. She's been known nationally for a while, but to see her come in and playing like a veteran has been incredible.
In the meantime, Northwestern gets an easy layup by Jones, so they'll close the gap for 6-4. Absolutely. Leading Canada at 18 years old in the Olympics, you knew she was going to be something special coming in. Northwestern now on the other side. Lau with it. She'll throw it over the center court. Over to the right wing for Sullivan. Sullivan will pass it over to Harder, still at the right wing. Back to Williams at the top of the arc. Creeps down to the elbow now. Take a shot from the top of the key. No good on that. Pretty long distance shot from Williams there is more of an in the paint score. Holloway now rushes to the other side for a left-handed layup that banks off the back of the glass with a little too much power. Now the other way now for Northwestern. Jones takes a layup, just really back and forth basketball here. No one taking time to set up a play. They're definitely going with a high-speed approach, as they're going to call a foul on Northwestern, so Michigan will get possession. We're going to see a couple substitutions now. Yulia Grabaskaya comes in from Michigan, as well as Brooke Daniels.
Looks like, yeah, with that substitution, Michigan's trying to go for adding a little bit of size on the court. I mean, they've done pretty well so far using a smaller lineup, but maybe just to help out with the boards a little bit.
Hobbs now for it on the left wing for the Wolverines. Tries to get around. Over to Olson. Olson, reverse layup under the basket, and it's good. What a job by Olivia Olson to get around the two Northwestern defenders. That'll put Michigan up 8-4.
And Hobbs saw her cutting to the basket, got it to her. That was just also a nice finish from Olson. People talked a lot about Sila, but she's also been a very big recruit for Michigan.
In the meantime, Harder hits a three for Northwestern, so that'll close the gap again. On the other end now, Daniels back out to Hobbs at the top of the arc. Hobbs, crossover move around Williams, left-handed layup. Oh, just a little short on that one. Rebound by the Wildcats, and they'll head the other way with Lau. Lau looking for anyone. Over to the right wing. Now at the top of the key for Williams. She's going to drive in, but they'll say they're going to call a travel on that. So Michigan's going to get possession. Northwestern, as you mentioned, seems to want to run their offense through their bigs, at least to start this game, which is why Michigan brought in the tallest players on their team. Not taking a lot of shots. When they do take a lot of shots from behind the arc, they're good. But Northwestern definitely a drive it through the paint and score type of team.
And I mean, with that size, with a lot of your players being...
Sorry to interrupt. Hobbs drives and tries for a right-handed layup. Not enough on that. Go ahead, continue. Northwestern now just... Tom Brady throws it across the court for Harder, who will catch it and do a left-handed layup for quick points. Northwestern now leads 9-8. 5:11 remaining in this first half, as Silas Swords has it for the Wolverines. She'll go over to Daniels at the top of the key. Over to Olson. Olsen now has it in the same spot, driving down the right-hand side, right at the free throw line, looking for anyone. Over to the right wing for Daniels. Daniels now drives in, takes a shot right from the free throw line. Not enough, clanks off the front of the iron there. 4:50 remaining as Northwestern takes it the other way. Williams over to Lau, throws it over to Harder on the left-hand side. Harder now hanging out around the Michigan logo. She'll give it back to Williams. She'll give it back to Lau. Lau still on that right wing outside the arc. Now top of the arc for Sullivan. Sullivan hit over the left-hand side. Over to Harder, who's wide open on the left side. Takes a three, but it's no good. Rebound by Jordan Hobbs. Over to Olsen now, taking it up the left side for the Wolverines. Right inside the arc on the right wing, trying to dribble around the defender. Is able to, gets fouled and won. The layup was good, and she was fouled by Williams on the play. What a job by Olivia Olsen to get through that defense.
She had a really nice spin move on that drive, just hit it to perfection, got in there, went up, through the contact, got the M1, and as we're gonna go to timeout, Northwestern, yeah, when you have, as I was saying before the pace of play got really fast, even though this is a team that's been really working in the fast break, they're a team that, you have two really great bigs that have come in. Both these people are transfers, and when you have that size in the paint, you're going to want to push the paint inside really, and also when you have two great scorers inside, that opens up some space to get a little bit of a pass out to your outside shooters, get a three to fall. But Michigan too, with having a small lineup against these bigs, they really can use their speed, use to their advantage. They've been pushing the paint a lot too in their own way with quick drives. And even though some of them haven't fallen, they are getting good shots at the net, and that's been very successful. I mean, they're up by 1 point. They've looked really good to start out the first quarter, and when we come back, we're going to see Olsen at the line, and it's been a good showing so far from Michigan, I gotta say.
It really has. 4:23 left in this first quarter. 10-9 Michigan leads during this timeout. Northwestern, as we said, really wants to run their offense through their bigs. Most notably, Taylor Williams has been taking a lot of the shots inside the arc for the Wildcats. People might recognize her name because she's a graduate and transfer from Michigan. She played for the Wolverines the past couple years after starting at Western Michigan. The graduate student, 6'2", from New Baltimore, so she knows this entire state pretty well. Left Michigan last year to go to the Wildcats, and they're definitely running their big game through her. On the outside the arc, they're focusing on Casey Harder, the sophomore from Harleyville, Pennsylvania. Taking a lot of shots today for them. She is, my thing just refreshed, so I don't know her stats today, but she has at least 2 so far out of Northwestern's 9 points. So Michigan has to do a little bit job guarding the 3 ball because Northwestern seems not shy at all to pull up for those.
And they also have 2 other big starters, who are transfers. Kyla Jones, she's the 3rd leading scorer on this team. She was a transfer from Brown University, and she was all Ivy League. Grace Sullivan, she's a transfer from Bucknell University. That is the, I believe it's the Patriot League that she's coming from. She was all conference there, and she's come in for this Northwestern team and been a contributor right away. She is tied with Taylor Williams for scoring for this Northwestern team.
Olivia Olsen makes the free throws to get back from break to give the Wolverines a 2-point lead. 11-9 Michigan with 4:20 remaining. Northwestern will now take it up the court. Lau still can't get over the half-court line. Finally able to right before the foul would be called. Over to Harder on the right wing. Back to Lau right at the Michigan logo at center court, trying to set something up. Back over to Lau on the right-hand side, or Harder, I apologize. Harder now over to Walsh, newly in the game for the Wildcats. Walsh will go over to Daly. Daly back to Harder. Back over to Lau on the right wing still. Trying to get around Holloway. Is unable to. Finally has to put up a shot as the shot clock is expiring and no good. Rebound almost saved by the Wildcats, however, she had a foot out of bounds, so Michigan will retain or get possession, sorry. Yeah, 3:50 remaining in this first quarter.
Yeah, Melanie Daly, she came in, got a nice rebound off of that Lau shot. Lau's not really a scorer for Northwestern. She's more of a pass-first point guard, and she is leading this team in assists and steals. So she's not really known for a shooter, but you saw her put up a shot there.
In the meantime, Jordan Hobbs slips, but they're going to say she's fouled by, looked like Sullivan from Northwestern. So 20 seconds remaining on the shot clock. Michigan will now inbound right in front of the Northwestern bench. Mila Holloway will inbound it for the Wolverines. Just throws it back ahead to Hobbs, right on the left wing. Hobbs now making her way to the right side, down the right lane, crosses over, throws it back to Holloway on the outside. Holloway making her way across two, right-handed layup driving in, and it's good. 13-9 Michigan.
That was a beautiful drive there, really tight handles, just went left to right, and with a nice right-handed lay, finishes that bucket.
Lau now for the Wildcats on the other side. She'll give it over to Walsh right on the elbow. Pass it back to Daly. Daly takes a shot right from the right side, and that is good. Two-pointer from about the just inside the arc for Northwestern will make it 13-11. On the other way now, quick break for the Wolverines. Mila Holloway just runs down the court and does a right-handed layup to take those 2 points back. Neither team really has a stop for the fast break game as we've seen. Both teams just trying to run and get it in, as Northwestern does the same exact thing the other way. Haley Walsh putting it in for the Wildcats. Olivia Olsen now quick the other way for the Wolverines. Layup tries no good, however, they'll get the rebound. Rebound attempt no good either, now rebounded by Daly of Northwestern, so they'll now slow it down a little bit the other way with Lau slowly walking it up the court for the Wildcats.
We haven't seen many jump shots to start coming out of the break. A lot of these buckets have been layups. You only saw one jump shot.
Stolen by Silas Swords, rushing the other way now. Right-handed layup just a little too far underneath the basket, just clanks off the bottom of the hoop. Now fast break the other way by the Wildcats. Three ball taken by Walsh, no good either. Rebounded by Hobbs. Hobbs now throws it ahead to Silas Swords. Tipped away by Northwestern, but still able to retain by Sila. She'll pass it over to Olsen, right inside the left corner arc. Gives it to Hobbs underneath the hoop now. Reverse layup, try no good. Rebounded by Sullivan of the Wildcats.
This has been a very physical, very, push and paint, like what was kind of predicted before the game. We're just also been seeing a very quick game from both teams, too.
Extremely quick game. 1:30 left in this first quarter. Kareem skyhook attempt by Northwestern and Harder there, no good. Silas Swords now takes it the other way, pass it over to Jordan Hobbs on the right wing. She'll throw it ahead for Olsen, right at the free throw line, driving ahead, passes right underneath the hoop for Vanna Mirren. No good, but she will be fouled and she'll shoot two.
It was a good pass, though, from Olsen there. She had all the pressure focused on her, found someone open, and while, didn't end up being a bucket, that was a foul. You get a foul on Northwestern, and you get an opportunity for two here.
And a great job by Allie Van Timmeren getting wide open underneath the hoops for Jordan Hobbs to find her. She'll line up to shoot two now. First one is good. 16-13 Michigan with 1:15 remaining in this first quarter.
One thing, though, that's been impressive by Northwestern is that their last game, they were saying that they had an issue with quickness from the Paul, and it looks like they've really handled a little bit of quickness from Michigan very well.
In the meantime, Van Timmeren's second shot is no good, so Northwestern will take it the other way. Michigan still only having a three-point lead. They're going to call an off-ball foul now on Michigan. Didn't really see what happened there, so being in the bonus, Northwestern, they're not in the bonus. Now they're in the bonus, so they won't shoot yet. But I'm not really sure what's happening right now. I'm not going to lie.
Alyssa Crockett checked in, and that really brought a lot of cheering from the crowd.
Northwestern now has it with Lau right at the top of the arc. Give it over to the left side for Daly. Daly takes a three-point shot, no good. However, rebounded by Harder of the Wildcats. She'll pass it back out to Lau at the top of the arc. Back over to Walsh on the left side. Over to Williams. Williams trying to get by Crockett. No good. Right-handed layup clanks off the front of the iron as Crockett will throw it ahead for Holloway. Holloway passes ahead to Delfoss. Delfoss takes a shot, no good. Gets her own rebound and puts it back for the 2 points. 18-13 Michigan with 24 seconds remaining in this first quarter.
That has been something Michigan's been really good at this year to start out, is getting that offensive rebound, and you saw it right there, and that led to another opportunity for two.
Shot clock off now, 12 seconds. Northwestern looks to hold for the last shot, or not. They just throw it ahead for Williams. Tried for a layup, however, she was fouled by, couldn't see exactly what it was. It looked like Crockett. So she will go to the line to shoot two.
This game so far, though, I mean, both teams have been throwing up shots. Not a lot of them have been falling, but both teams hovering around 35% for their field goal percentage. Northwestern 1 for 7 from 3 to start out. This has been a team that struggled from 3. I was not expecting them to be taking as many threes as they have, with that being known, but they've been unafraid to let it fly, even if it's not falling.
Williams goes 0 for 2 on the free throw, so no points for Northwestern in that possession. 5 seconds left now in the quarter. Holloway now left-handed layup as the buzzer goes off, and it'll be good. 20-13 Michigan at the end of the first quarter. What an effort by Holloway to get 2 points there right as the time expired, giving them a 7-point lead heading into the second quarter.
And when you were watching that too, Holloway, she looked very calm. She looked very composed. She knew how much time was on the clock and knew how much time she had to dribble around, make a move, get enough space to be able to put it up for an easy layup. Makes it. That is a veteran play right there. That's a play from someone who's been around the game, who's been in that moment before, and it just knows what she's doing. That was a great play there. And both teams have really, really emphasized in that first quarter just a lot of push the paint, try and get points inside the arc. You haven't seen a lot of jump shots from Michigan. They've only shot 3 threes this entire game. They've made 2. They aren't getting a lot of free throw opportunities too. They're not a team that's drawing a lot of fouls. They're just getting to the bucket, getting to the paint, getting to the to the rim, putting it up, and that is what's let them get to a quick 7-point lead.
Absolutely. Michigan is led by Mila Holloway and Olivia Olsen, both having 6 points each. They're going to have the highs for Michigan. Northwestern's high is Casey Harder with the 5 points, including the 3 ball she was shooting earlier. Michigan not doing as good a job as rebound. Sullivan for Northwestern has 5. Jordan Hobbs is the most for Michigan with 2. However, like we said, 20-13 lead after the first quarter for Michigan. So definitely doing a great job offensively. Might need to tighten up some things defensive-wise, mostly the rebounding. But other than that, great show of power from Michigan in the first quarter here.
And right now, too, they're also winning the turnover battle. They haven't turned the ball over at all this game to start at the first quarter. Northwestern has turned it over twice. Northwestern is 2-0 in their games when they win the turnover battle, and it's when it wins the turnover battle. And right now, you're seeing that right now they're losing the turnover battle. They're losing the game right now. And also, they're just not. And also, team field goal shooting splits right now, 43, 25, 69. You just saw right before the quarter ended, Northwestern went 0 for 2 from the line. It's very hard. As much as this is very simple to say, it's hard when you can't put the ball in the net to win games, and Northwestern just needs to get a run where they're just putting the ball in the basket. They're just making their shots if they're going to be able to come back from down 7.
Starting the second quarter now, Silas Swords will have it for Michigan right at the logo. Trying to set something up. She'll give it ahead to Cam Schrader at the left elbow. Cam Schrader back over to Swords. Almost lost it there on the left wing. Pass it over to Holloway on the right side now. Holloway looking for something. She'll just pull up for a 3 right outside the arc. No good, though. Rebounded by Williams and Northwestern. It'll be taken the other way now by Walton. Walton trying to get around Holloway. Falls down, but able to hand it off to Harder before she lost it. Harder now give it to Daly. Daly at the top of the arc. Breaks into the right side. Right-handed hook from a little bit out. No good. Rebounded by Hobbs. Hobbs handed to Cam Schrader. Throws it over to Swords heading up the left side now. She'll throw it ahead to Delphos. Delphos drives to the hoop. Left layup. No good. Gets her own rebound, but then can't hold on to it, and Walsh will have it for the Wildcats. She'll hand it over to Walton, who will take it up the court for Northwestern. 20-13 Michigan here. 9 minutes remaining in the second quarter. Daly has it for Northwestern right at the Michigan logo. She'll drive in right side, stop inside the arc on the right wing. She'll just hand it over to Harder in the right corner. Back over to Daly. Bad angle shot, but goes in. It was almost behind the hoop there on the right side, but she'll get it to fall. 2015 Michigan now. Delphos now runs to the other side. Left-handed layup, fouled on the shot, and goes in, and she will go to the line for an and-one opportunity.
Delphos, on a lot of our shot opportunities, she starts out being in a very wide-open position. She's able to drive to the hoop off a really good angle, gets it, and just able to put it in. And you saw it again this time. She also draws the foul. And Daly, both of her shot attempts have been mid-range, like that she's put in the basket, have been mid-range shots, and it's very interesting. I think people feared that in all aspects of basketball that the mid-range shot was going away, and you've recently seen, you know, a little bit of a resurgence in the mid-range game, and you're seeing it a little here today with Northwestern.
Delphos's and-one opportunity is good. That'll give Michigan a 23-15 lead as Northwestern has it on the other end now. Harder has it in the court. Now she'll hand it over to Williams at the top of the arc. Williams will throw it over to Walton. Walton over to the corner for Daly. Daly shot right inside the three-point line, no good. Rebounded by Delphos. Delphos over to Holloway. Holloway to Swords, driving to the right lane. Over to Olsen, right underneath the hoop. Loses control of it. However, they're going to say it goes off the foot of a Northwestern player in Taylor Williams, so Michigan will be able to retain possession there. Lucky break for the Wolverines.
And Walton, though, you got to give credit to Walton there. She was able, when Olsen got underneath the basket, she was kind of pivoting, trying to look for an opportunity to either put the ball in the basket or to pass out. She just smacked the ball out of her hands, and while it went off of her foot, that was a great defensive play to poke the ball out and force the Wolverines to kind of reset here.
Holloway will inbound it to Swords right underneath the hoop. She'll run to the three-point line and take a fadeaway shot. No good, just rolls out. Rebounded by Northwestern. Northwestern will hand it over to Walton, take it up the court. On the right side for Northwestern now. Now walks over to the Michigan logo and about center court. Trying to get around Holloway. Throws it over to Sullivan right on the right wing. Sullivan now at the top of the arc. Throws it ahead for... she kept it, sorry, and then they called an offensive foul.
Yeah, it looks like a little bit of a charge there drawn by Swords, and yeah, that's just great defensive play there to get the charge call. Everyone here kind of looked a little confused. I was a little confused too on that call.
Yeah, everyone on the court looked confused too. I didn't exactly know what was happening, but either way, Michigan now has possession, and will take it up the court with Mila Holloway. 7:30 remaining in the second quarter. Holloway over to Daniels, over to Olsen on the right side. Olsen now crosses in and right at the free throw line, back out to Hobbs on the left wing, takes a three-point shot, no good, rebounded by Daly. Or not Daly, that was Williams, excuse me. She'll hand it over to Walton as she walks across half court for Northwestern. Passes it up for Daly. Daly, they're going to call a travel here on Daly and Northwestern, so Michigan will get possession again. Definitely a change of so Michigan's problem so far this season has been the turnovers. Now we're seeing Michigan do a pretty good job, and Northwestern having a problem with the turnovers. So a good reversal of roles here for Wolverines women's basketball.
And both of them were the Wolverines forcing on offensive foul and forcing a turnover that way. That's great basketball.
Right as I say that, Michigan's going to commit a turnover. An off-ball foul looked like on Olivia Olsen there. They didn't like the pick and roll they were setting up there for Jordan Hobbs. 6:55 remaining in the second quarter, 23-15 Michigan as Northwestern will inbound from their own baseline. Taylor Williams passes it inbound to Daly. Daly back to Williams, still trying to get across half court. Brick wall defense here from Michigan. Fight now, loses the ball. 3 Michigan players right on Williams as you're trying to retain possession. We're going to call a jump ball here. Possession arrow is with Northwestern though, so they'll regain possession.
But it's just this defense, just forcing mistakes out of the offense of Northwestern. That's been great. It hasn't been, you know, traditional stealing the ball away. They've just found opportunities to get the ball back or force Northwestern to be very uncomfortable on offense.
Northwestern now. Sullivan has it, will pass it over to Daly. Daly back to Walton at the top of the arc. Walton looking to get around anyone. Back to Sullivan. She'll take a long two as the clock expires. No good. Rebounded by Silas Swords. Swords will take it up the right side for Michigan. Just drives into the center now. Left-handed layup around 2 Northwestern defenders. No good. Rebounded by Williams. Williams will give it over to Daly now. Daly throws it over to Walton on the right wing. Mila Holloway right in her face defensively. Walton has nowhere to go. She'll give it over to Jones. Jones on the right wing. Can't get anywhere inside the arc. Finally is able to get around and take a left-handed layup underneath the hoop around Graviskaya, and it's good. 23-17, Michigan lead.
And Jones there just was able to dribble, find a nice angle of attack to where she can kind of slide through, get to the hoop, and just put it in for an easy 2. Michigan, though, shoot 33% from the field. They're just putting up a lot of shots, and that's why they're able to lead right now with 23-17, have a 6-point lead. Also, when they've been at the free throw line, you know, these teams aren't drawing a lot of fouls, but, you know, Michigan 3 of 4 from the line, like, that's an important thing. They're, you know, this could be a 3-point game if they weren't making their free throw opportunities when they got there. Northwestern, they aren't drawing a lot of free throws. They've only drawn 1 trip to the line, but they missed both shots there. And it's just like a tiny little important thing that, you know, that is big in this game. Also, when it comes to the rebounding battle, that was kind of talked about beforehand, is a important thing to emphasize. Right now they're tied, and even then, Northwestern has more defensive rebounds. Michigan has 4 offensive rebounds, and, you know, those second-point opportunities have been big in this game. It's a very close game so far because both teams just haven't been shooting the ball well, and when you get opportunities, get the ball back, and, you know, get another shot, that's going to be huge, and it has been huge this game. And I mean, we've seen how big the rebound game can be.
Absolutely. At the TV timeout here with 5:50 remaining in the second quarter, kind of what you mentioned, this could be a tie game. Northwestern just keeps shooting themselves in the foot with the turnovers for the most part, because Julia Grabowskaja, as she is Michigan's big at 6'5", the problem this year has been defense. As interesting as that sounds, Northwestern is not having that much trouble getting around her. They can, once they get in the paint, they pretty much can get any shot they want. The problem is Michigan's guards put up this like iron curtain of defense around the three-point arc, and Northwestern can't even get it into the paint to begin with. So if Michigan's able to prevent them from taking any twos and they can only hit the 3 ball, they're setting themselves up well, because Northwestern they're not shooting well from 3 so far, only 1 for 7. Everyone on the court is 1 for 7, but they definitely want to they want to force that shot rather than to give them the inside opportunity.
And I mean, when you've seen Michigan force that, like a jump shot opportunity, whether it's a long 2 or a 3, it hasn't been falling. And I mean, Michigan 2, on the whole season, opponents are shooting 19% from 3, 19%. And it's not, and we get it, beginning of the season, you're playing some, you know, smaller teams that might not have the best shooters, but they've also played South Carolina, an amazing team. They also played Virginia Tech last week, and I mean, that's a D1 team. That is a D1, you know, power conference team. They've played some competition that could shoot the ball. They're just a really good perimeter defending team.
Yes, 100%. Michigan now has it right as we start play again. Daniels out at the top of the arc. Now give it to Olsen on the right wing. Olsen trying to set some up here. She'll give it over to Holloway. Holloway will travel, though, so Northwestern will get the ball. Michigan unable to really set some up there. Northwestern with some stifling defense when we start play again. 5:36 remaining in the second quarter.
And it's very, very interesting that it's not that, you know, we've had a lot of turnovers this game, but the turnovers aren't because, you know, someone's cutting a passing lane or someone's just stripping the ball away. It's been forcing offensive mistakes like traveling and offensive fouls.
Northwestern now on the other end with the ball. It's going to be Lau for the Wildcats. Passes it right inside. Takes a shot. Sullivan with a right-handed layup about 5 feet out is good. 23-19 Michigan lead with 5 minutes remaining in the second quarter.
That was a great pass from the post, like from a post-up position from Williams. When you're big, can make like that, that adds a lot of wrinkles to an offensive game.
Daniels now from Michigan on the top of the arc. She'll give it over to Olsen on the right wing. Olsen back out to Holloway at the top of the arc now. Over to Swords on the left wing. She'll take a 3-point shot. Airballed it, unfortunately, and so Northwestern will retain possession with 4:45 remaining.
Yeah, Silas Swords right now, 1 for 6. Michigan has not scored a bucket in the last 4 minutes. The offense has really been stalling out, and Northwestern luckily hasn't been able to capitalize on offense as much as they should be. But, you know, this is a very
Michigan's giving him every opportunity to get back into the game. Williams now has it on the baseline on the left side for Wildcats. She'll pass it back to the outside of the arc for Sullivan. Sullivan passes it back inside. Over to Jones on the right side. Trying to get past Grabaskaya. Tries to make a layup, but is blocked by Jordan Hobbs. Back it over to Olsen on the left wing now for the Wolverines. Quick 3 attempt, no good, a little too much on that. Rebound by Hobbs, though. Michigan retains possession. Back out to Holloway at the top of the arc. 4 minutes remaining. Holloway back out to Swords. Swords drives in the center. Back out to Daniels. Over to Olsen on the left wing. 3-point shot. No good on that one either. Michigan unable to hit. Now reaching 4.5 minutes without scoring a point. Northwestern going the other way. Gives it to Sullivan. Over to Jones. Wide open underneath the hoop. Easy layup for Jones there. Bring Northwestern within 2. Totally just missed her if you're the Michigan defense. She had a police escort right to the hoop. Mila Holloway now has it at the center logo. Olivia Olsen on the left wing. Olsen will drive in the paint now, trying to get around Sullivan. Fadeaway shot is good for Olsen over Sullivan. Wasn't able to get by her, so she just shot it over her. Great job. 25-21 Michigan with 3:13 remaining. Harder now has it for Northwestern on the other side. Throw it ahead to Williams. Williams tries to drive in. However, they're going to stop play here. I think they're going to call a foul on Michigan.
That Olsen bucket, really good post up. Wasn't getting a lot of backing down action there. She just spun around, a little quick fadeaway, and got Michigan the first bucket in their last 7 attempts.
Lau now with it for the Wildcats on the left wing. She'll pass it over to Williams at the top of the arc. Williams, left elbow, throws it back out to Lau in the right corner. Lau walking towards the center court now at the logo. Drives in right through the middle, left-handed layup. Little too much on that, no good. Rebounded by Hobbs, the shot clock expired. She'll give it over to Holloway now, taking it the other way for Michigan. Michigan gives it back to Hobbs. Hobbs at the top of the arc, 3-point shot, and it's good for Jordan Hobbs. 28-21 Michigan as they start to get the offense rolling again with 2:30 remaining in this first half.
A nice quick little stop and just shoot it up. Beautiful, beautiful shot there, that 3-point opportunity.
Northwestern now on the other end. Kyler Jones has the top of the arc. In the elbow, passes it over to Sullivan. Goes up for a left-handed layup. It's blocked. However, they're going to call a foul. Or they're going to call a foul, an offensive foul, actually. So Michigan will have possession. Looked like it might have been a blocking foul on Hobbs. However, they called it an offensive foul.
And Jones, though, it was a really nice dish. She drew a lot of attention from the Michigan defense inside the paint. Was able to slip it to Sullivan. She put it up. I mean, there was a foul there, but that was a good, very good opportunity created by Jones.
Mila Holloway now has it for the Wolverines right at the top of the arc, trying to set something up. Gives it over to Hobbs on the right wing. Hobbs behind the back, crossover. Right-handed layup over Sullivan, no good, but she's fouled on the play and will go to the line.
Drawing fouls is really a skill. I think people, all levels of basketball, they don't really want to talk about it. Great scorers can draw fouls like that. Great, quick little moves there. Put the shot up, is able to draw the foul. Really nice play there for Michigan. And they're going to go to the line for the third time in this game. 3 for 4 from the free throw line so far for Michigan.
First one is good for Jordan Hobbs. Looking to heat up her game a little bit. She's only 1 for 5 on field goals for the game. Definitely not what we're used to seeing from her. As she tries to make the second one to give the Wolverines a 9-point lead. And it's good. 30-21 Michigan with just under 2 minutes to play in this first half.
And just right after a really cold streak, they've got on a 7-0 run in the last minute.
Harder now for Northwestern, wide open. Throws it over to left-handed side. Corner 3 is good. She was completely open. Nobody even saw her. So I'll give it a 30-24 advantage now for Michigan as Holloway takes it the other way. Right-handed layup. She's going to be fouled by Lau. Does not like that foul call. So Mila Holloway will go to the line to shoot 2 now for Wolverines.
And the last 2 drives, I mean, again, now you're starting to see not only are they going to the paint, but they're also now drawing fouls on this Northwestern team. And, you know, we're talking about a team that we were billing as like a very physical. They're going to be played like 2 forwards, 2 bigs. And right now they're really like taking it to them with the speed, with the speed advantage, with this quickness, this agility, and you know they struggled. Northwestern struggled against the Paul because of that quickness. That was what their coach said. Was like caused them a little bit of concern, a little bit of problems, and you know they were rushing a little bit. They were turning the ball over, and they were told that they need to be better in this situation. And so far, Michigan's kind of doing what they did to what the Paul did to them.
Mila Holloway makes both free throws as Northwestern goes the other way and makes an easy basket to get those 2 points back. 32-26 Michigan. Great job by Williams there. Mila Holloway now has it going the other end for Michigan. Gives it over to Hobbs. Over to Camp Strader on the right-handed side. Back out to Crockett. Crockett will give it back to Hobbs at the center logo, trying to set something up here. Very veteran look here for the Wolverines now. Crockett will pull up for a three. No good, just a little short on that one. Rebound attempt by Delphos. She'll lose it, but it'll go off of a Northwestern player, and so Michigan will retain possession. Great job by Delphos here.
That was, yeah, great hustle, great just fighting for the rebound, and another second chance opportunity for Michigan.
Inbounded now by the Wolverines. Jordan Hobbs will unfortunately travel as soon as she gets the ball, and so she'll turn it over. 57 seconds remaining in the second quarter. 32-26 Michigan lead as Northwestern inbounds the ball. Carolyn Lau will take it up for the Wildcats right at the center court logo. Holy, amazing block there by a Northwestern player. Thrown ahead for Carter, who just rolls in an easy left-handed layup. It looked like Walsh there, who set a great screen with this absolute block. Jordan Hobbs was taking it the other way for Wolverines. However, we're going to call an offensive foul almost immediately, and so Northwestern will get possession again now. 37 seconds remaining in this first half. 4-point lead for the Wolverines at 32-28.
I'd like to add, too, that you could see Northwestern the coach was really upset with that look because, again, it was another open space drive opportunity for Michigan. Luckily, there was that offensive foul.
Carolyn Lau with it. Takes a three-point on the left wing. It'll be good. First points of the game for Carolyn Lau, who has been oddly quiet tonight for the Wildcats as their offense pretty much runs through her as the point guard. 1 point lead for Michigan, 32-31 with 8 seconds remaining. Shot clock off. They're just going to hold for the last shot here. Mila Holloway on the left wing. She'll push ahead, surrounded by 3 Northwestern defenders, and it'll be blocked, and so no good as she hits the floor pretty hard. But at halftime, it is 32-31, Michigan leading by 1 point. Had a pretty dominant performance in the first quarter, but definitely let Northwestern back into this game in the second quarter, leading only to a 1-point advantage. Andrew, what are you looking for from Michigan to tighten things up, to regain the dominant performance in the second half, and from Northwestern to maybe pull ahead and take advantage of Michigan mistakes?
I think for Northwestern, they've done a really good job at pushing the paint, really getting a lot of buckets inside the paint. Michigan's paint defense has been lacking this entire game, and that's where they've been able to get these opportunities. And they play physical. They're going to play to their strengths inside the post, inside the paint. They're going to use their big bodies to get people open drives. But Northwestern have allowed Michigan to get a lot of open drives themselves off of spacing, quickness, agility, and Michigan has been just making very good ball handling skills to get to the paint, to get to the rim, and put the ball up. And they've been very good at drawing fouls in that second half. You know, they're 7 of 8 from the free throw line. They're getting a lot of shots too because they've rebounded the ball on the offensive side very well. It's just they're not getting those shots to fall. If you're Michigan, you're getting these great opportunities from inside. You're getting a lot of open space. They're allowing you to get open space. I'd still try to exploit it, but you just gotta be making these opportunities. And I think, you've been a little unlucky this first half. Maybe the second half, the ball kind of falls into the hoop a little more. But they've had some great opportunities. And also, both teams too, you gotta shoot the ball from 3 a little better. 3 for 9 for Northwestern, 3 of 10 for Michigan. You have Michigan has some great shooters. They just haven't been shooting the ball well. Hobbs 1 for 5. I remember seeing Silas Swords. She was 3 for. Olivia Olson 3 for 8. You know, Silas Swords. Where is she on my screen? 1 of 6. You know, this has been a rough shooting night for Michigan. If they could just come out the second half, get a little electric, get a little on fire, you know, Northwestern has been able to come back because you've given them the opportunity to come back. And you just gotta come out here and say, we're not gonna play with our food. We're not gonna let them get lucky breaks off of their mistakes, because they forced a lot of turnovers. And you just gotta come out strong in the second half.
Absolutely. I think the name of the game so far has been capitalizing on opportunities. The turnover game is pretty even at 5 for Northwestern, 4 for Michigan. The difference has been points off turnovers. Northwestern has 7 points off turnovers, while Michigan has 2. So the Wildcats able to do more with what they're given, with Michigan not able to capitalize on those opportunities, and at one point going 5 minutes without scoring even a field goal. So the Wolverines giving Northwestern every chance to stay in this game when they could really just put their foot on the gas and pull away.
And then after that quick, like that 5 minutes, they went a quick 7-0 run. They looked like they got a little bit of a spark there, and then they let Northwestern come back with a 7-0 run of their own. Michigan is 2 for 10 in their 2 of 10 in their last 10 field goals. Northwestern 4 for 4 in their last opportunities. Michigan's getting a lot of opportunities themselves, and they're just not capitalizing on this. And, you know, you're going to have to deal with these types of games. It's a young team, you know, they're going to make mistakes. You're going to have moments like this, but you just got to come out the second half and just play and just make these shots.
Just play basketball, as simple as it sounds.
As much as that's, like, very simple for us in the, you know, commentator booth to say, oh, let's put the ball in the basket. I mean, Northwestern, 14 of 30, 47% from the field. Michigan, 32%. And when you're getting more shot opportunities, when you're getting these, you know, great chances, you just have to capitalize on it. No matter if you're, you know, a little, you know, if you're a little league team or a professional team, if you have these opportunities, you have to execute, and it's you gotta just make it. You just gotta make the basket.
Absolutely. So, 32-31, Michigan lead at halftime. About 10 minutes remaining in this halftime. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, we'll be joined by the man, the myth, the legend, John Tondora. In the meantime, thank you for listening to WCBN. We'll be back right at the start of the third quarter.
Welcome back in from the Crisler Center in Ann Arbor, Michigan. Your Michigan Wolverines women's basketball squad up 32-31 at the halftime break. Alongside me for John Tondora, the illustrious Andrew Pipta. Andrew, what did you see out there today, and what can the Wolverines do to take the lead? Well, they have the lead right now, but secure the lead, continue the lead, and take it all the way to the final zeros.
When it comes to their offensive attack, I love the plan. The execution has been a little lacking for Michigan. Michigan, they are able to space the ball, space everything pretty well. They've been able to drive effectively, get to the basket. It just comes to when it comes to putting it in the basket that has been a little bit lacking. Michigan only shooting 32% on the day to start out. They've been able to get second chance opportunities. They just haven't been able to execute on those opportunities. They've been given offensive opportunities. They haven't been able to execute. And, you know, this is a team that was a little known to have some shooters on this team, has some scorers. They haven't been scoring well today. It's a little bit of a bad day for them. Silas Swords, Olivia Olson, Holloway, Hobbs, all of them have been shooting under 50% for the day. Northwestern, they've been able to get to the paint. They've been using their big bodies. They had a size advantage going into the day, and they've been able to execute on that ability. They've also, you know, shot the ball a little bit better than Michigan from three. They're 3 of 9 compared to Michigan's 3 of 10. But they need to, I mean, they haven't drawn a lot of foul opportunities. Maybe you got to do that because Michigan's done really well. 7 of 8 from the line. They've had 4 opportunities so far. And, you know, if you're Northwestern, you look at this and you go, people are kind of doubting us against a top 25 team. We've had great execution. Even the turnover battle, it was starting to look like a little bit of an issue for Northwestern. They've cleaned it up, forced Michigan to make some mistakes too. And, you know, if you're coming out here, you got to say, let's keep it going. Let's force them to make mistakes. Let's force them to make some misses instead of giving them these pristine opportunities and just praying that they miss. You know, and you saw their Northwestern's coach get animated, get angry that they were able to get open drives to the net, and they're just going to have to clean that up.
Michigan to inbound. Hobbs all the way to Mia Holloway. Now to Olson at the top. Olson drops it off for Hobbs at the top of the key. Back to Olson in the right corner. Olson, tweener, turnaround jumper. That one just short. Rebound Northwestern. Northwestern looking to push in transition as they always do. Caroline Lau. Lau, friend of the broadcast, actually. Shout out Caroline Lau. But all the same, Northwestern looks to set up in the half court, but we'll have a whistle. What'd you see there, Andrew?
I'm not even so sure. It looks like it was a Michigan foul off the ball. And we're going to see Northwestern inbound here. Lau, she's a really great passer. And we're going to see it right here on the inbound.
Lau all the way up to Kyla Jones. That one sinks up and in, and Northwestern with its first lead of the half. Mia Holloway now at the top of the key. Taking it to the far side wing. Holloway sends it now. Back to Holloway. Holloway up to the top of the key to Kampschrader. Kampschrader now drops it off for Hobbs. Hobbs spinning up and just a little too much power. That one will go out of bounds, and it'll be Northwestern basketball.
That was a great opportunity Michigan had at the basket, just a little bit off on that layup opportunity, and that was a little bit of the save that we saw in the first half.
Lau defended now by Holloway. Sends it to the far side wing. Now drops it down low. Northwestern ball and a whistle.
Hobbs there drew the charge. That was a great play, just standing strong in the paint. You know, draw the contact, fell down, got the whistle, got the turnover. Great play there.
Mia Holloway sends it over to Jordan Hobbs at the far side wing. In the corner, Silas Swords. She drops it off for Olsen at the low block. Olsen makes a move to the far side of the basket and will have a whistle. That'll be on Northwestern.
Not so sure what the call was. Looked like an off-the-ball issue. We're going to have Holloway inbounding here. And let's see if Michigan can make a little bit of a play from this off-ball play.
Holloway to Olsen. She'll pull up. That one, no shooter's touch benefit there. It'll rim in and out. Back the other way comes Northwestern with the ball. Harder on the near side wing. Dribbling now, accepts the screen from Sullivan on the left side. Now up to the top to Williams. Williams thought about it, sends it over to Lau. She'll pull a three. That one too much. Off the back iron. Rebound, Swords. Swords now looking to get out of a first half slump. She'll send it to Camp Schrader. At the top of the key, Swords will retrieve it back now. And it'll go the other way. So some loose whistles here to start the game, Andrew.
Yeah, I'm really surprised. You didn't see a lot of these calls in the first half, and right away we're seeing a little bit of a tone difference from the officiating crew coming out.
Williams sends it to Jones on the near side wing. Now back up to the top of the key to Harder. She'll dump it down to Williams. A lot of passing play here for Northwestern. Far side corner, it's Williams. Back up to Jones. She attempts to dump it down low. That pass intercepted by Greta Camp Schrader. Camp Schrader now to Holloway. She'll send one more pass to Olsen, who's fouled on a passing attempt down low to Camp Schrader.
That was a Northwestern. I like what you're trying to do. You saw a little bit of a height advantage, even though, your person was behind, Michigan defender. You still try and lob it up, use that size advantage, because a quick little turnaround, put it in, that'd be an easy opportunity. You just a little bit of off and turnover.
Holloway now driving right-handed on the inside. A little too much juice. That one goes off the back of the glass, and Holloway fouls Lau, attempting to recover her own shot. Williams inbounding it to Lau now. She'll work it in for the Northwestern half-court offense. Lau onto the far side for Jones. Back up to the top of the key to Lau. She'll drive inside, and a foul. This one will go the way of the Wolverines. Michigan ball.
And Northwestern has turned the ball 3 times in the last 2.5 minutes. And they've been given a pristine opportunity by this Michigan team. They've been missing a lot of their shots. They've just been unable to capitalize. It's really felt like the story of this entire game is both teams given opportunities and they just can't make magic out of it.
Hobbs at the far side wing drops it off for Olsen. She gets stripped, and now Northwestern coming the other way. Jones, pump fake, shot, and in. The lead increases to 3 now for Northwestern. Coming back the other way are the Wolverines. Silas Swords attempts a pump fake, but called for the travel. And the Wolverines almost 4 minutes into this half without a bucket, Andrew.
It's just not the way you want to start off a half. And Kyla Jones there, I got to give a shout out to her. She turned the Crisler Center into a bouncy house with that pump fake. Just got a person up. The pump fake game, you either have it or you don't, and that was a beautiful, beautiful pump fake there.
Lau accepts the screen from Walsh, sends it back to Walsh. She'll drop it off for Williams, who will work in and around the basket for another Northwestern bucket, and it's quite the run. Holloway now bringing it up into the half court for the Wolverines. Mia Holloway looks left, trying to do something. It's been a difficult offense for the Wolverines thus far. Now to the near side wing for Swords. Back to the top of the key for a splash, courtesy of Jordan Hobbs. The first bucket of the second half. And Michigan hopefully finding its rhythm here with 5:52 to go in this third quarter.
And that would be an interesting way to take this game and start relying on that three-point opportunity.
A 3 of their own, Northwestern. That one rims in and out for Walsh of the Wildcats. Back in transition now. Holloway, she'll send one up for Olsen, who muscles her way in. And the up and under won't go, but a foul. And 2 at the line for Michigan.
The one thing, though, I got to say, you got to give some respect. The ball has been falling for Olsen, for Swords, for all these people. And they're still taking shots, especially for Olsen. She's taken the most shots of anyone on this Michigan team. 3 for 10, 0 for 3 from the from 3. And she's still shooting. She still has that confidence as a freshman, a true freshman. Number 3 in the country. She was one position higher than Silas Swords coming into this recruiting class. And to have this confidence to just air it out as a freshman is very interesting to see.
Second shot rims in and out after the first make for Olsen. Confidence key for this young Michigan Wolverines team as they puncture their way into the Big Ten season. Northwestern, an early trial despite the 4-3 record. Now Lau in the corner will send a far side pass to Harder. She'll flip the court. Harder dumping it down low to Walshaw, puts it up and in to extend the Northwestern lead back to 3. 5:08 to go now. In this third quarter, Swords working with the left hand, attempts to drive down the wing, drops off a pass for Olsen, and a turnover. It can't be corralled.
And you were talking about Big Ten play. I gotta say, when you're looking at this Big Ten, especially after conference realignment, this is going to be one of the toughest Big Ten seasons we've ever seen. I mean, 9 teams are ranked in the top 25 from the Big Ten, including number 1 UCLA. You also got USC with Juju Watkins, a Michigan State team that's looking very underrated to start the season off. And, teams like Nebraska and Ohio State that have looked really good. So this should be an exciting Big Ten season for both of these teams.
5 seconds left on the clock. Good half-court defense by the Wolverines. Daly will have to chuck up a shot for the Wildcats. And that one will be a foul, potentially on the rebound, courtesy of Daniels for the Wolverines.
That was just a very physical rebound attempt there. As we're going to get a timeout called on the field. Both players went up and went for the ball. Just someone was out of place, and that's going to be a foul on the rebound as we get immediate timeout. And I think something that would be interesting to see from Michigan as we have the Michigan sing-along in the crowd during this timeout is to shoot the ball from 3 a little more. That's one thing. You're not getting the ball to fall off of layup attempts. Maybe you're going to see something a little bit different if you're just shooting the 3 ball. Get some people open, get some shots up. And this is not me saying, go away from going to the hoop. I'm not saying that. But maybe just try and find something that's working. Try and find something that can get this offense started. But Northwestern, man, for a team that was kind of looked at as a little bit of a down year, I felt like the way that people are going to talk about. I mean, you have a -2 scoring margin, a -1.3 rebounding margin. They're going to be on the boards a lot this year. And games against, teams that, these smaller teams that are looking a little rough, they've come out and looked really good. I mean, this offense, wasn't looking pretty good. I think they were believed that it was about a 20, 30-point difference in offensive scoring for Northwestern and Michigan. And Northwestern has really brought this game into their favor by just playing good defense. And I mean, this is a bad Michigan shooting day too. Yeah, you got to say that. You got to say how it is. But Northwestern has been the team that is, both teams have given each other opportunities, and Northwestern has taken advantage of it. And this Michigan team, yeah, they're young. Yeah, they aren't really in this position. They haven't really experienced this, but I think really what we're going to have to see is some of these veterans, step up and make some plays down the stretch. And maybe, this is going to be a close game no matter what. I don't expect this to just swing into a blowout in the fourth quarter. I feel like this is going to be another gritty slugfest that we're going to see in the fourth. But I think these veterans, if they can step up and make some plays, I think Michigan can pull off a little bit of a game steal here.
Brooke Daniels misses the first. Right you are, Andrew. Michigan certainly not out of the woods yet as Daniels misses 2 of 2. The rebound by Olsen, and we'll have a whistle. Out of bounds, the call on Olivia Olsen's diving attempt to save the rebound. Brooke Daniels, 0 of 2 from the free throw line there. The charity stripe was originally looking good for the Wolverines. Those are the ones you're going to want back if you're Michigan.
Especially in a close game. Missing those 2 shots like that, that's brutal. That is a very brutal break for Michigan.
Into the half court now with the ball is Harder. Dumping it down low to Walsh. Walsh stripped by a cavalcade of Wolverines in the middle of it. Who else? Silas Swords. Swords now with the ball in the half court at the top of the key for the Wolverines. Drops it off for Olsen. Olsen at the top left elbow looking to make a move. She'll send a pass to the inside for Jordan Hobbs, who attempts to turn around 3. That won't go. Rebound Michigan putting it up. And for a foul.
And that on that play, Silas Swords had a great off-ball screen for Hobbs from the corner position. She was able to get around it, get to the basket. Olsen dumped it off to her. She got it up. She missed the shot, but we were, blessed with a Michigan player there, right in the right place to get the rebound, put it up, and now we're gonna get some some free throws for Michigan.
Allie Van Timmerman first at the line. That one just left, won't hit. Still a 39-36 game in favor of Northwestern. Van Timmerman with her second opportunity from the line. That one's up, won't go either. 0 for 4 in back-to-back possessions from the free throw line for Michigan. Lau now working it at the point guard position, getting pressure here by Daniels. Lau drops it off to Harder on the near side wing. Left-handed, Harder works. She looks for a pass. She'll find an escape valve in Williams. Williams now from the wing, thinks about a shot. That one won't go. Flipping the field, the Wildcats or court, I should say, to Erica Lau on the near side. And we'll have a foul as she drives to the lane.
That's a Michigan foul before the shot. That's kind of a nice break for them, as now that basket's not going to count, and we're going to see Northwestern with a sideline out-of-bounds play, one of the most underrated plays in the game.
Lau receiving the pass from Harder. She'll send it up to Williams, and now down low on the near side block to Sullivan. Sullivan will find a pass to Daly, who attempts a baseline jumper. That won't go. Now on the other side, the Wolverines, a wide open 3. Hobbs can't hit it. Rebound Swords. Swords receives another pass on the corner. She'll fire a 3. That one won't hit. And unable to corral the rebound is Daniels. It'll be Northwestern ball with 2:56 left to play in this third quarter.
But Silas Swords on that drive and kick out, that was a nice play. I love seeing plays like that. She was able to find an open shot, didn't fall. She got the rebound, got to the corner, took a shot, didn't make it, but great opportunity there, and it just another missed opportunity for Michigan.
Now a pass from Lau, nearly intercepted, tipped away by Daniels. That one intended for Harder. The ball will stick with the Wildcats, but an ovation from the Crisler Center all the same.
And I really, they should have rewarded that play, because that was all hustle. That was a great opportunity to tip the ball out. And, she wasn't able to corral it, get it back, but, still making plays on defense like that, forcing some pressure, just swarming the ball. Just great play there.
Harder inbounds the ball to Lau. Lau, having played almost all of this game, the entire third quarter for the Wildcats, she'll dump it off to a baseline jumper that rims just in and out for Sullivan. Now here comes Silas Swords. She'll attempt a pass, a little drop off for Jordan Hobbs. A dribbler that Hobbs has to pick up at her ankles, but now it's back to Swords at the top of the key. Swords directing the offense. She'll send it to the near side wing for Hobbs. Hobbs drops it off to the near corner to Olsen. Olsen right-handed goes up with a strong finish. And the deficit is 1 now for the Wolverines.
And Olsen has been making the inside shot her bread and butter this entire game. She's loved getting inside, either with a nice turnaround jumper or something else. She's made it a special shot.
Lau now drives in with the right hand, dumps it off for yet another baseline jumper. This one Sullivan can hit, and 41-38 we go. Michigan in the half court. Hobbs dribbling inside with the right hand, puts up a scoop and a finish. Some offense waking up as we head down the stretch here, Andrew. Now a turnaround try from Jones. Wildcats can't hit it. Silas Swords pushing in transition, uses that left hand to work inside. Now back up to the key for Hobbs. Hobbs attempts a three. That one falls just left and it can't hit. Lau now back the other way for the Wolverines. Sends it over to Williams. Williams holds up, and Northwestern looks to get their offense set up with 55 seconds left to go in this third quarter. Now to Jones at the top of the key. Jones accepts the screen and keeps it herself. Now she'll dump it off down low to Sullivan, who attempts a 3-foot jumper. That one won't fall. Rebound Swords. Swords pushes it to Hobbs. Hobbs driving in now, a spin move up. And we'll have a traveling violation on Jordan Hobbs, defended by Sullivan of the Wildcats.
And the crowd is very upset with that play. I thought it was going to be more of a charge call maybe, because you saw her after that spin move. You saw Northwestern defender Williams there fall down. I thought that she draw the charge successfully. That was a traveling call in the spin move. I could not really see if it was a bad footwork play there or not, but in a close game like that, I don't blame the crowd for being upset about that, even if the ball didn't fall for Michigan.
Michigan with a 3/4 press here. I actually agree with you, Andrew. I did not see a travel on that play. I could have understood the charge call, but all the same, it'll be Wildcats ball. 18 seconds left. 10 on the shot clock. Working inside is Daniels. She'll kick it out to Lau. Lau a three. That one rims in, out, and back in again. 8 seconds to play here. The Wolverines will have one last shot in this third quarter if they want it. 3 now. Working off a screen is Swords. She'll hook a shot. That one off the back iron. And Northwestern will head to the fourth quarter with a 4-point lead.
I got to shout out Lau there. There was something really nice that I saw on that catch and shoot opportunity. She was able, when she caught it at the top of her shot, just shot it up and got it. And that's just a very nice skill to have on a catch and shoot opportunity, like a catch and shoot player. Lau's not really a scorer. She's only came into the game averaging 3.7 points per game. But she's really a pass first point guard. She really plays that role well. She's like a 3-D when she does get the shot, opportunities. And she hasn't scored much, she hasn't shot much, but she's made 2 big threes in a very close game like this. And though that's been very big for this Northwestern team. She also has 5 rebounds, 6 assists, and this has been a very good, very shocking day for Michigan, but a very good day for Northwestern. I feel like you really got to give praise to Northwestern. They came in this game losing most of the rebounding battles they've been in. This is a very good rebounding team, Michigan. And Michigan, 8 offensive rebounds on the day. It's not like to say they haven't been rebounding the ball well. It's just, again, they get opportunity. You get opportunity after opportunity after opportunity. And I understand, hey, this is a bad shooting night. But at the end of the day, you got to just make the play. You got to do it. And especially in the second half, they have missed their they've missed their free throw opportunities. Multiple times you've seen them go to the line. They were, I believe, 7 of 8 before the third quarter. Now they are 8 of 14. In a close game like this, that is a brutal break. When Northwestern has not gotten to the line at all outside of one opportunity. They have not shot the ball well from 3. They have made as many threes as you have. They've just, inside the arc, made their shots while you've missed your shots. And, we've seen some very good off-ball movement. We've seen very good on-ball movement when they're driving to the hoop. We've seen great pass-outs. We've seen great playmaking here. But it just hasn't happened. It hasn't fallen. You don't see it on the stat sheet. They've only had 4 credited assists on the game compared to Northwestern's 13. Most of those, again, coming from Lau. But something has to change coming into this fourth quarter.
Daly inbounds the ball for Northwestern. Now here at the far side wing is Daniels. She'll drop one off for an elbow jumper that won't go for Harder. Rebound, Grabowskaya. She'll push the pace now, and it'll end up in the corner for a Greta Kempschrader three. That one rims in and out. Rebound Daniels, back up to the top of the key for Holloway. She'll take a tweener, find herself at the right elbow, takes a shot, and that one swirls the iron. And
oh, wow. What a hustle play right there. Oh my God, Kempschrader, she got to the hustle. She knew she was not going to be able to save it and have it go out of bounds, but she's able to just discreetly bounce it off of a Northwestern player. Michigan retains possession in a close game like that. That's a veteran move. That's a smart move, and what a hustle play right there.
Inbounding the ball is Holloway. She'll get it right back from Kempschrader. High IQ play by Greta Kempschrader, former five-star transfer from Oregon State. Now from the near side wing, a three attempted by Olivia Olson. That one won't go. Like you said, Andrew, just have to keep shooting. Now the Wildcats. Walton with the ball, hands it off on the near side corner to Harder. Harder works it all the way back up to the top of the key and sends it to the far side wing for Daly. Daly drops it off down low to Sullivan, who works inside for a turnaround jumper. That one off the front of the iron. Rebound, Grabowskaya. Holloway now sends another pass. It'll find its way to the far side corner to Daniels. Daniels back up to Holloway on the far wing. Rejecting the screen, Daniels is. She'll put it back up to the top of the key in the hands of Olivia Olson. Olson receives the screen from Grabowskaya, attempts the right-handed scoop layup, and that one will dribble in for the first bucket of this fourth quarter for Michigan.
And again, when the ball is, I know the experience. I know how it feels mentally when the ball, your shot isn't falling. But Kim Barnes-Enrico, to be able to coach your team and tell them, hey, keep shooting, keep your head up. When it's a close game, we can still win this. It doesn't matter what your shot, like your field goal percentage is at the end of the game. I don't care. Keep shooting. When this buckets fall and when we win the game, no one will care. Great coaching here and great ability to keep people in that mental game.
Now Northwestern with a little bit of a bailout. There was 5 seconds left on the shot clock, but a foul, I believe, called on Daniels for going through a Taylor Williams screen just a little too hard. So now the Wildcats will have an opportunity to reset the shot clock to 20 seconds. And it'll be Harder inbounding the ball for the Wildcats. That one will go to Walton at the logo. Walton now, and another whistle drawn by Northwestern's heavy screening.
And, I mean, you've seen here, I think this is another thing of that size advantage. When you got these smaller guards, they're going to have to play aggressive. They're going to have to go at these screens harder, and that's going to draw some foul opportunities.
Daly drops one off for Walsh. She'll attempt a three. That one won't go. Something to watch. Mia Holloway with 4 fouls on the day. She'll head off to the bench. Now Olson attempts a shot and is fouled off the right-handed drive. Olivia Olson to shoot 2 now, and a chance to tie this game even.
I mean, she drove to the basket very aggressively, very well there. She got to her spot. She saw that a Northwestern player was kind of out of position, and she's able to draw the foul. That is a that's a scoring skill. Some of the best scorers you've ever seen play the game, they're very good at drawing fouls, and you see it right here with Olsen. And I think this game, we've had to talk about like Olsen and Swords. These two, this is a big get for Michigan in the recruiting class, and I think this is a game that you're seeing a bit of an Olsen play, and I think people haven't been giving her the credit she's deserved. I mean, you're seeing it here. She's been very big for this Michigan team.
Olsen sinks 1 of 2. It'll be Harder to inbound. She connects with Lau. Lau, tween, attempts to enter the half court. Heavy pressure being put on now by Daniels. Lau drops one off for Walsh. She smokes the layup. That one just a little bit too much juice. And Greta Kampschrader with the rebound. The Wolverines will have a chance to respond. Dumping it down low to Graboskaya is Olsen. Olsen receives the give and go, and another foul on the opportunity. Back to the line, Olivia Olsen goes.
Graboskaya in the post. What a pass from the post position. You know, again, when you have a big player like that, being able to find your driving guard for a scoring opportunity there. Yeah, she didn't get the bucket, but she got the foul. She's going to be at the line for 2. Big day for her. She's the leading scorer for Michigan, and she's now at 14 points on the day, 3 of 15, 0 for 4 from 3, but she is 4 from 6 for the line. Make that 5 of 7. She's had herself a day, and she's made some big plays as Michigan is now up 45-44 at the beginning of the fourth quarter.
7:08 to go in the fourth quarter. Crisler getting excited now. Michigan, as you pointed out, Andrew, retaking the lead. And the Wildcats looking to move with speed. Attempting a floater is Daly, and will have a whistle, but it seems like it'll go on the Wildcats.
And you can see right now, Northwestern's coach getting very animated, getting really into it. He's an animated coach. But you know, we've seen in this beginning of the fourth, it's now kind of a little bit of a unique situation. Northwestern hasn't made promise on some of these opportunities. Now it's Michigan really able to get some good plays going.
Far 3 and a hit for Olivia Olsen, her first one of the day. That one coming from the parking lot, it seems like. Erica Lau gets the ball, and we'll have a timeout in the half court for Northwestern. 4-point lead, Michigan.
It's Disney night. It's going to be so funny that I'm going to say it very much seems like very magical right now. But like, it's just like we came here, and you know, this is a young team. This is a very promising team. You know, Crisler's getting animated. Everyone's getting very into this game, and Olivia Olsen having herself a night. Yeah, she struggled to shoot the ball to begin. As Michigan crowd in the fourth quarter, we're getting some Michigan traditions going on right now. It's just like that 3, the way the crowd was animated. Olsen, you just see her. She's so excited. And, you know, it's just such a big night for her. And I really feel like to know that this is one of the 2 recruits, that freshmen, we're going to get at least 2 more years of both Silas Swords and Olivia Olsen playing. It's very exciting these next 2 years. It's a very exciting time to be a Michigan Wolverine fan.
That indeed. Olivia Olsen, that 3-pointer brings her to 6 of 14 on the day. Evidently the most efficient Wolverine thus far. It looks like Olivia Olsen is going to get a lion's share of the work if Michigan wants to leave today with a W.
And hey, let her take those shots. Let her get those opportunities, because she's been doing everything offensively. She's been, I mean, at least taking shots-wise. That was her first 3, but she's been getting open from 3 and taking those shots. She's been able to play a mid-range game that has got her a couple buckets. She's been able to drive to the paint. She's been able to draw free throws. And really, I'd say start riding the hot hand. She has been hot to start the fourth quarter. Ride it out. Let her just take those shots and let her win this game for Michigan. Because not only is that, you know, what I believe you should do anyway, but she's also, again, a freshman, and to get that experience, get those opportunities, get that of just being able to work her magic, do what she needs to do, and help win this game. I mean, if that's a confidence booster, and you got to do that as a coach. You not only need to make the right plays, cook up the right, right ideas on the offensive and defensive side of the ball, but you also got to manage, confidence. And to see Olsen being this confident, you got to ride it out.
6 minutes and 30 seconds to go here. 4-point lead for Michigan, 48-44 the score. At the top of the key is Daly. She'll drive inside with the right hand, put one up, and too much juice. And that's a charge drawn by Olivia Olsen. And we'll go back the other way. The Wolverines gain possession.
She set her feet, placed herself in the perfect position. She knew where that Northwestern drive was going, and she got herself in the right spot. Veteran play from a freshman, and man, the whole team got so hyped for that. What a play.
Working with the left hand is Swords. She'll drop it off to Hobbs. Hobbs right back to Swords, and a quick little assist. Silas Swords with her second bucket of the day, and the lead is 6.
She's had a quiet night, but a nice drive there. She's 2 for 9, but what a clutch time to get her second bucket of the night.
Olsen defending Harder with some intensity here. Harder pulls up, sends it over to Sullivan. Sullivan to the far corner for Lau. Lau sinks another 3. And we'll have a timeout on the floor by Michigan. 3-point lead. The deficit cut in half by the Caroline Lau 3.
I mean, that was a great space, a great awareness from everyone on that Northwestern team. Pass, finds Lau open. And I mean, yeah, it comes down to, make that shot. But Lau has been making that shot all night, and she's really done a little bit of everything. A little bit of scoring, a little bit of passing, a little bit of getting those rebounds. And, coming into the game, everyone knew that Lau was going to be orchestrating the offense, but she's been a very, very big part of this Northwestern close game.
As we have a little bit of an update here for you in the booth. Michigan football going to the ReliaQuest Bowl. Is that how you say it, Andrew?
I believe that is how you say it, and I believe that is a Big Ten SEC Bowl matchup. So I'm not confident on that. You might have to double check my words if you are at home right now. But if you're a Michigan football fan, as you are a Michigan basketball fan, be sure to come back here for WCBN to this YouTube page, because we will be broadcasting that bowl game for sure, no matter who the opponent is. I believe the projection said that we'd be playing the Ole Miss football team, a team that ended their season a little bit disappointing. They had some big wins on the season, but ended up being a 9-3 SEC team. But be sure to come back to WCBN, FN, Ann Arbor to catch a broadcast of that. And be sure to catch the next couple men's basketball broadcasts. We were streaming yesterday's win against Iowa here in Crisler Center, and just as we are today, broadcasting this very close Michigan-Northwestern battle in the Big Ten. And to let's see here. I don't know if our papers say when the next Michigan basketball game is, but whenever it might be sure to catch it. And also, if you got some time, it's a, casual, Sunday, Saturday, your favorite teams aren't playing, nothing's really going on, maybe check out this Northwestern team, because they've been very competitive and they've shown some potential. They've shown some energy, and I think they deserve your time.
Silas Swords now working with the left hand. She'll send it to the near side for Hobbs. Now back to Swords. She'll attempt a 3. That one falls off the short side of the iron. Hobbs working down the lane with the left hand. Layup just a bit too powerful. That one won't go. And getting out and running, who else? The Northwestern Wildcats. Far side wing Harder. She'll drop it off to the corner for Williams. Williams working inside now. That one won't go. Excuse me, that was Jones. I apologize. The rebound all the same comes out to Silas Swords for Olivia Olsen, who attempts a 3. That one just swirls in and out. So consecutive 3-point shots for the Wolverines don't fall, Andrew.
And, it's a brutal break. Very brutal in this close game. But again, you look at the opportunity. You look at the shot. You can't be mad about it. You know that Swords can shoot the ball like that. You know Olsen can shoot the ball like that. And again, they've had a bad day offensively, in the 3-point category. But again, you got to let your shooters shoot. I would rather them go 0 for 29 from 3 than 0 for 2.
Big body play by Taylor Williams working down the far side lane. She'll be fouled on the shot opportunity. Or pardon me, it'll be a charge. Strong charge take by, I believe it was Jordan Hobbs. Or Olivia Olson, rather. We're seeing the replay here.
And hey, I mean, that's her second charge of the fourth quarter. And I mean, this is great defensive work here at a close game like that. Michigan now enters the bonus. Northwestern has 5 fouls. I mean, they've done a really good job at drawing fouls in the fourth quarter and in the third quarter. And we're seeing that, work. I mean, they've taken 18 free throws in this game.
Taylor Williams with 4 fouls now. That'll be something to watch. She stays in the game all the same. 4:30 to play here as Jordan Hobbs works down the lane. A left-handed shot will fall, but not before a whistle negates the play. A charge on Jordan Hobbs.
And that, I thought when they called the whistle that it was going to be more of a foul, as we're going to see some people check it in, a little bit of a break in the action. But I was kind of surprised at that being called the charge. But, hey, this has been a officiating crew that has called a lot of charges this game. And, I mean, that's not to say that, they aren't deserved. They've been good calls, but just a little shock there.
3-point lead, it stays for Michigan, 50-47. Working at the top of the key now is Lau. She'll send one over to Jones, who attempts a 3 and sinks it from the far side corner. Level game we have here now. Northwestern Michigan, 4 minutes to go in this fourth quarter. Crunch time easing in. Silas Swords will drive down the lane, attempt a fadeaway floater with the right hand. That one falls.
And Silas Swords off that pump fake and drive got Kyla Jones facing the basket instead of her, and she just saw that opportunity, pulled up. Easy 2 points on that pull-up jut.
Caroline Lau, push cross. She'll send it to the near side, dumping it down low to Sullivan. Sullivan kicks it out to Walsh for a 3, and an answer by the Wildcats. A 1-point lead for Northwestern.
And that was a big 3 there, but this is, in this late game stretch, Northwestern has gone to the space and pace game, and it's been working like a charm.
Behind the back into a spin move, lefty layup, and in for Jordan Hobbs.
Tough bucket for Jordan Hobbs as we get a timeout there. I think you needed to call a timeout no matter what for Michigan, because this Northwestern team has had some momentum. Their shot has fallen from 3. A lot of it coming off of, like I've been talking a lot about the spacing game. Especially, I mean, we talk about spacing in the men's game. We got to talk about an any game. This is bad in this quarter. Northwestern put a lot of bodies on one side. They'll leave someone in the corner, and they have the passers to be able to hit those quarter people to make a 3-point opportunity like we've seen there. And Jones and Lau, got to shout out that because they've been scoring a lot of buckets. Walsh had a very nice 3 herself. And man, it has been a very, I don't know, interesting game, I'd say. And, I think if you're Northwestern, win or lose, you walk out of here saying, whatever, we got to clean up the foul game. We really got to clean up the foul game, but we played a good game of basketball. You can't be mad at a loss, and you got to be happy at a win.
Jones driving inside, elects to take it out to the far corner, pressured now by Daniels. Jones finds the escape valve, and Caroline Lau, and we'll have a foul on the floor. Getting my words tripped up a bit there, Andrew. Too much action going on, as you've strongly pointed out thus far.
And that looked like it was a foul on the screen. Maybe it looked like it was a bad screen set there. And, in a game like this, in a close game, a turnover like that, I mean, I believe now Michigan is winning the turnover battle by 2. Northwestern 12, Michigan 10. And like I said earlier, Northwestern was 2-0 when they won the turnover battle, and right now they're losing it, and they're losing.
Now working inside, Jordan Hobbs. She'll throw one up off the glass and in. A 3-point lead for Michigan.
A nice little turnover, pull-up hook shot, clutch bucket there Michigan made 3 of their last 3.
Double teaming Lau is Holloway and Olsen. Now she'll kick it out. Lau does to Williams. Williams with 4 fouls. That's something to watch. She dumps it off to Jones, who puts up a shot and is fouled. 2 shots coming for Jones and the Wildcats. A chance to cut this deficit to 1 point.
And we're gonna look at the replay here, but Jones, you saw her a lot. She had a lot of space underneath the basket, dribbling a little bit, trying to figure it out. Graboskaya, I believe, just had her hand up. Didn't look like there was any contact, but I wasn't there on the floor, and the angle here, maybe the ref saw something that we didn't. Michigan fans were a little mad at that call, but we'll see how it goes, how it plays out down the stretch.
Jones 1 of 1, so the lead just 2 now for the Wolverines. Rebound to Olivia Olsen. She'll send it to Mia Holloway. 2:13 on the clock. Holloway sends it to the near side to Hobbs. Hobbs finding a lane, a lefty flush and finish. Jordan Hobbs taking over late in this game.
She faked the handoff, saw open floor, drove. Beautiful play. The veteran for this team really stepping up in the clutch, and she has 16 points on the day.
1:48 to play. Still technically a 1-possession game, is driving inside and putting up the floater off the glass. That won't go. That was Jones for the Wildcats. Rebound Holloway driving down inside. Holloway has a lane. Decides to bring it back out to the 3-point line though. Clock, the friend of the Wolverines, currently 17 seconds left on this shot clock. 1:23 to play. Holloway content to take her time. She'll send it to the near wing for Hobbs, who attempts a 3. That one won't go. Chasing after it are Graboskaya and Swords, but the ball falls back in the hands of the Wildcats all the same. Near side wing here, it's Jones. Jones dribbling it with 16 seconds left on the clock. Now working inside for a spin move and a foul. Jordan Hobbs plants her feet and draws the charge.
And the crowd erupted as they should, because Hobbs, Olsen, they have stepped up, made some plays, veteran plays, youth plays, and wow, what a play. I don't know if that's like the 3rd or 4th drawn charge of this 4th quarter, but it feels like that is just work to perfection against Michigan. They've seen this Northwestern team drive, try and get to the basket. They're trying to play a quick game, and you know, it's worked up until the fact that they're beating Michigan defenders who are planting their feet, taking the charge, and that's a bit of a culture thing. I'd like to say a culture of just, you gotta sit there, make a physical play, make a play that's going to win the game. And, you know, you got to be proud of this performance there.
I completely agree with you, Andrew. I think if Michigan can grind this one out, you know, it sends Northwestern to 4-4. But all the same, this is a real Big Ten team. This is a Big Ten team that has played hot as of late. They are coming off of multiple wins in a row. As before play resumes, I'll have to quickly say Michigan football in Tampa, Florida for the ReliaQuest Bowl will be playing the University of Alabama. Oh. So the Crimson Tide will roll into Tampa Bay to take on the Wolverines. Inbounding it to Hobbs is Holloway. Hobbs now with the ball. She'll take it left-handed to the top of the key. Near side wing is Olsen. She'll give a handoff to Holloway. 46 seconds left on the game clock, 16 on the shot clock. Holloway, an excellent ball handler, content to just hold it now. 8 seconds left, 34 on the game clock, 5. Working inside is Holloway, spin move, 2 seconds left, she'll put up the shot, and it goes! Mia Holloway with the game on the line. 24 seconds left to play. Lau looking for something for the Wildcats. A 3 is necessary. Too much time ticking down now. 15 seconds to go. A 6-point lead for Michigan. 13-12. It looks like the Wildcats won't even look for a shot. Finally, Lau sends one up and off the front iron. And with 3 seconds to go, Michigan will grit out this win against the Wildcats on a Sunday afternoon in Ann Arbor.
I mean, you heard me pop off after the Holloway shot. Beautiful dribble, drive, stop, turn around, fade, shot. Ronnie, wet jumper right there, and it's like, that's a beautiful play. I love the mid-range game, and you saw it there. Coming clutch as Michigan's gonna scrape away with a 6-point lead. I'd like to add here, Michigan, 24%, wait, let's see here. Let me look, sorry, 24% from 3, 36% from the field. Northwestern, 43%, 41% from 3. It came down to Michigan. They had more shot opportunities. Yeah, Michigan won the rebounding game by 9, had 11 offensive rebounds on the day. They were able to just take more shots than Northwestern and make about the same amount. Yeah, Northwestern made more threes than you. 7 of 17, 5 of 21. But they also didn't have the opportunities to get to the line that Michigan did. They drew a lot of fouls. They drew enough to get 18 opportunities from the line. Yeah, you shot 11 of 18. 61% as a team from the free throw line isn't the best. You don't like saying it, but at the end of the day, you won the game. That was a good win. And, you know, you won the rebounding game, which is something that we kind of emphasized before this game, like, hey, that's going to be a key aspect of this day. Michigan's really good at offensive rebounding. Northwestern has big bodies. So it was going to be a fun matchup there. And I mean, it did turn out to be a very fun matchup, especially down the stretch.
I completely agree, Andrew. Worth every penny, the price of admission. Wolverines fans going home happy. A 60-54 win in Crisler Center for the University of Michigan women's basketball team. Andrew, before we sign off, any final thoughts for the Wolverines going forward?
Michigan got outscored in the second and third quarters. Second quarter, Northwestern 18, Michigan 12. Northwestern 13 in the third, Michigan 8. And, you know, you saw a lot of a poor shooting night from Silas Swords. Hobbs was 6 of 16. Olsen was 6 of 15. Holloway was 4 of 10. You know, and you sit there, especially when you got some young people there and you have a bad shooting night. You miss a lot of shots. It's demoralizing. It really is. If you are known, you've been really good so far this year of just being able to put the ball in the basket. You know, you've had great nights. To have a bad night like this and still fight, still have some really nice body language, you were confident, everyone was hyping each other up, you need that. That's a culture thing. That is a good sign for a Michigan team that's looking to be more than just 23rd in the country, especially when we're coming down to, they're going to be playing some really nice, really tough teams, some real stars of women's basketball coming up in the future, being in the Big Ten. And to sit there and come out of this, you know, with a win and a gritty, a little bit of a sloppy win, that's experience getting. You're going to get used to, you know, be able to play through these off nights and get some wins when, you know, you show up and you kind of sit there and go, maybe Michigan didn't have the best execution, but they still win. You got to sit there and go, we'll take it.
The Wolverines will certainly take it indeed. You're right, Andrew. The Wildcats dropping to 4-4. Michigan adding a +1 to that win-loss column. Only one loss thus far on the season for this young Wolverines season, I might add. Michigan, though, your final score 60-54 after all 4 quarters. The Wolverines walking away with a win. And as always, we'll leave you with this: a good night